Life means nothing.
잔영의 비올레터는 스트라자.
What's up, guys? We're back with another video. Today we're gonna look at, well, not today, I mean whenever you're watching this, we're gonna look at me in high school. I mean Remnant Violet. Who am I kidding? I still wear all black no matter what. Whatever. Black is the best color pigment. Okay, but let's get into it. We got ML Violet. Here's our next ML5. Edgy boy Violet, whatever you want to call him. I like his aesthetic. You know, the scar on the face, the glowy red eye, the tattoos, all black. It's a pretty cool looking dude, if I must say. He's a Leo thief, just like our favorite approaching ruin boy. Concept designs. He actually looks really cool. Kind of looks like a pissed off count or something, right? Some really upset French guy or something. So here he's got effectiveness imprint. I think he's got a self-crit imprint as well. Here's the stats. Okay. So, we have the Arbiter Vildred stats. We got nice base attack, lower base health. We got 116 speed, which is pretty nice. We got a thief defense rate. And then we have some bonus crit in his awakenings. And also some imprint concentration for another, let's just round this up, say 17% crit. So he has 40% crit for free if you triple S this guy, which is pretty nice, right? So let's move forward here. Alright, so we have his skill 2. It's going to start out with a skill 2. This is a passive. So at the start of the battle and at the end of the caster's turn, has this goes up to 100. Has a 100% chance to increase evasion of the caster for 1 turn. After successfully evading, he gains 1 focus. When focus is at 5 after being attacked, it consumes it all and uses Massacre against a random enemy. Okay, so one thing I want you to notice, this is a counter like SSB's counter. It can hit S10. Okay? It's different than a counterattack from Elbrus or a counter set where it has to proc. This just activates when he hits max focus, just like SSB's. So keep that in mind as we move forward, okay? So it doesn't, I think it just shows it.
펫핏이 집중 하나를 얻습니다. 피격 후 집중이 5개라면 모두 소모하고 무작위 적에게 30킬 특사를 사용합니다. 전투 시작부터 적의 공격이 빗나갈 확률을 높이는.
So here we have his S3, Massacre. Increases attack of the caster before attacking, so he gets a free attack buff. Penetrates defense by 50%. Which is pretty pog, right? I've already looked at the mods for this. It's a 1.3. And the soul burn doesn't increase damage, so I don't have to show you guys the mods. Like, this is a 1.3, which is actually better than Cermia's non-soul burned. So his damage will probably be a little bit better than Cermia's, and he's a neutral element. We made the same argument for ML Charlotte. I know I was a big advocate for ML Charlotte, and Charlotte hits pretty hard. She was about, I think, the same mod as a Cermia. So she's a neutral Cermia that hits dark units harder, right? If I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I think they're the same. But Violet's going to hit a little bit harder. And he gives himself a free attack buff, which is nice. So you can run different artifacts on him as well. Over Moonlight Dreamblade. Moonlight Dreamblade is an option. Or you can run Violet Talisman. Get the stackable attack increase. It's additive with the increased attack. So, yeah. 80% attack, which is pretty nice. It's you actually get more attack than a greater attack buff using Violet's Talisman on him with an actual attack buff on top. So that's something to keep in mind. This has a really long cooldown. It has a 6-turn cooldown when you mola it. That's really long. Yeah. So that's interesting as well. So let's move forward here a little bit.
검으로 적을 공격합니다. 대상의 방어력을 50.
So yeah, he's an S10 counter, quote unquote, right? They always showcase what they want the unit, like, hey, look what this unit can do in these things. It's kind of what they do.
10% 관통합니다. 피격후
He's like, hey, fuck you, S10E. Like, that's pretty much what he does, right?
효과로 무작위 적에게 학살을 사용합니다.
He hit her pretty hard.
1스킬.
So, that's pretty nice. And then we have his skill 1 here, Sword Flash. Notice it's acquire 1 soul. It acquires a focus too. So this builds his focus. Some people are thinking that like, oh, he's got to dodge 5 times before he can do something. Okay? If he's attacking, he's building focus. It says it right here. If he counterattacks with a counter set, he's acquiring focus. So keep that in mind. He can build up his focus pretty quick with some lucky procs, right? So it's going to be weird to say this, but I think counter is actually a decent set on him. Yeah. From what I'm seeing here. So cuts the enemy with a 60% chance to decrease hit. I guess it goes up to 75. Yeah, 5 and 10. 75%. Hit down is a really annoying debuff, especially on a counter. So, yeah, that's something to keep in mind.
1턴간 명중 감소를 발생시킵니다.
Kapow.
사용할 때마다
I don't like how they kept the... Why did they keep the butterflies purple? And he's like all black. I mean...
시킵니다.
That's just lazy to me. They should have made it like bats or some shit. Like, he didn't have to have the same exact S1 animation. I mean, they could have tweaked it a little bit to kind of make it fit with him a little more. Or gold ones, right? Because, like, his S3, I'm guessing... Did they show it again here? Yeah. Like, his S3's like gold.
새로운 질서를 만드는 냉혹한
Well, I guess...
권력자.
No,
그
he has the
냉혹한-
purple butterflies still.
새로운 질서를 만드는 냉혹한
But, like, it's all
권력자.
gold here. Right? See all the gold flashing? I think they should have
6월 25일
modified
점검 후 만나실 수 있습니다.
the color of his animation to kind of match his aesthetic more, because the purple butterflies, because he had purple hair and shit, and his name was Violet. I mean, I guess his name is still Violet, so Violet butterflies makes sense. I don't know. Maybe it's just my opinion, a weird opinion. So, what do I think about this guy? I really like his stats. I think he has a really interesting kit. I think he'll hit really hard. But objectively, I'm just looking at it objectively. I think, like, the fact that Ayala's violin can strip when you miss, it kind of makes him able to just get dumpstered by mages. The way I'm thinking about this. Because like Fire Tenny, for example, on Ayala's, Dizzy, of course, on Ayala's, it's, they're going to be the bane of his existence. Is the biggest hard counter I see for this guy. He doesn't have any like self-cleanse or anything like that. But the fact that he can dodge with an evasion buff and then it still gets stripped even though they missed, I think is a big issue for him. Other than that, I think he's a pretty powerful unit. The fact that he can just randomly snipe something every, 5 focus. It just really depends on how fast he can build that focus up, and can he live long enough to actually do that. His stat line is very squishy. Like Arbiter Vildreds. I have seen some tanky Arbiter Vildreds around, but they do no damage. So, the fact that he gives himself an attack buff, maybe that'll help him out in doing some damage. I think you build this guy very bruisery. You can build him like a glass cannon if you want. But one thing that I really want to point out, like these units that want to get hit to do things, they need to survive the hits. Okay? Like I'm hoping that kind of goes unsaid at this point in the game. It's been out long enough. If a unit needs to get hit to do things in their kit, they need to be able to live when they get hit. Okay, there's like I see people, they run around with this, oh, I put my Charles on this counter set and the Charles has 11k HP and freaking 900 defense and it just dies. Okay, that's not how you build units like this. Personally, the way I see him, I think lifesteal can be good on him as well, because he does have the evasion mechanic. I do think Violet's Talisman is the best artifact on him. You can run Dreamblade as an alternative, but you don't really benefit from that attack buff as much because he gives it to himself, so you're just using it for the evasion. Another option is actually that evade artifact that gives you evasion up to 40% when your health is lower. I forget what it's called. It was an old event farm. If you guys know what it is called, just drop in the comments. I totally forgot, and I can't go look in the game right now to see what it's called. That's another really good option for him, I think. It's kind of between those. I don't think like R&L is going to be great on him. Maybe Dust Devil, because he builds focus off of his S1, and that's what he's going to be using a lot. R&L could be used, you know, for quick burst if, you know, he goes and then R&L procs and then he S1s to gain focus again immediately. Those are options. I don't think Elia's Knife is a great option on him because he already comes with defense penetration. But I think you want to take advantage of a thief artifact on him, like Portrait. Sure, you can probably run that, but I think Violet's Talisman is probably the best option in the long run, or that other artifact I was talking about that gives you evasion as well from the event. That you can buy from, I believe you can get it in Hall of Trials right now as well. I think those are the two best options for him. I personally don't have a plus 30 talisman, so that's not an option for me. I've definitely have sold enough for them to be plus 30, but that was before it got buffed. So yeah, I think he's a very solid unit. If you're undecided between him and Ruel, just kind of think of it like this. Ruel's already proven to be one of the most busted units in the game. I don't know if this guy's going to live up to that standard. I think he's good, and I think he's going to be fun to play with. I think he's very easy to... Well, he can be very easy to build. I think you want to build him tanky. Not like full tank, but, you know, I think this guy is a thief bruiser. And you want to take advantage of the evade mechanic to keep him alive. But if he doesn't evade and just dies, he's kind of useless. He's not going to do anything for you if he's dead. So that's just kind of how I'm looking at him right now. And I think that's really it. That's all I have to say on him. I really like this guy, and I want to pull him. This is a unit, like these are the kind of units that I like to build. You know, wonky units that you build completely like different than what their archetype wants. You know, like a tanky thief that does good damage, that randomly fucks something up. Just sounds really fun to use to me. So, yeah, I guess that's it on this. I mean, I think he's a very solid unit. It's really hard to say how good he's going to be, though, because there are units in the game right now that can demolish him, and that's just because artifacts still proc on miss. He can get abyssaled when he evades as well, and when he gets abyssaled, he's not S3 and shit. So that's something to think about when using him. He kind of gets hard shat on by mages because of that stupid artifact. So I guess that's it, guys. I don't have much else to say about him. He's dope. If you're really undecided between him and Ruel, honestly, I would pull for Ruel. I think Ruel's easier to build than this guy. I think this guy will be funner to use than Ruel, so you really just got that's your deciding factor. I think they're both worth pulling, but I think Ruel is proven and he's not. So, with that being said, let me know what you guys think about him down in the comments. Game should be coming up soon here for me at the time I'm recording this, so I'm going to hop on and test out some ML Tywin buffs. Maybe. But yeah. Drop a sub if you're new here. I'd appreciate it. Hit the like video if you want. And the like button down there somewhere. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.